Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as usual, or it used to be the usual, right? But post baby, it's been hit or miss, 901, 902, 903, but rarely, I don't think we've ever gone 904 or 905. So still pretty good. I mean, even with a newborn who's now 8 weeks old and starting to sleep 6+ hours a night. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Uh, Breaking news: the wife went back to work today. We both work from home, so it's not like she has to go into the office or anything like that. But uh, originally, we're thinking that she was going to take off till September, but she was starting to get that itch. She, you know, one of her team members received or got another job, so she needs to fill that spot over there. And so it was just a good time to come back, and we found our nanny and stuff like that. So after a couple trial runs with the nanny, here we are on day 3, right? So first day back for the wife's gone back to school, right? No, back to work. Back to work. We're both working from home, so there we go. We're actually gonna have some water cooler talk today, her first day back. So with that, good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone back on here. If you're new to the channel, awesome, welcome. And if you're returning, even better. Good to see you all back again for another live stream on this fabulous Taco Tuesday. Lawrence, good morning. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Yep. Lawrence hits the like button, not only on YouTube, but also the Twitter X app. So take a page out of Lawrence's book. He knows what he's doing over there. He's very, very helpful. So we appreciate you, Lawrence. Javier, welcome back. Taco. Yep. There we go. All right. So what are we doing today, Jesse? I don't know. We'll just look at the charts as usual and see what is happening. Dollar is breaking down. Bitcoin's breaking down. Pumped all the way up to like 61,400. And it's not how the candle starts, it's how the candle closes that matters, right? So there we go. 61,450-ish, 400, 440, right? Somewhere around there, depending on what exchange you're looking at. And if it were to close like this, it doesn't look great, right? That does not look like a positive bullish candle whatsoever. But prices come back down into the trending dots. I think you can see that if I hide this. Let's see. Let's try it. Yeah. So trending dots are about, right there, 58,800-ish. So price is back into the trending dots. So it's possible to find support, right? Possible to find support. Puts in a higher low. It's just too early to say as of right now, right? Too early to say. It's been putting in lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, right? All the way since the new all-time high that was made back in March 13th, the highest daily candle close. March 14th, the highest wick ever, right? So it's been putting in lower highs and lower lows since then. So that's a long time, right? That's a long time for it to consolidate. Still have not gone back to zero. Bitcoin is still not gone to $1 million. Swing traders, we expect that. And we're somewhere in between, right? We're somewhere in between. Fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside, fake out all around. Expect fake outs along the way. Yep, for sure. For sure. Oh man. Hopefully this allergy pill kicks in. My nose is a little itchy. So Bitcoin's still bearish on the daily chart overall. So even though it's starting to pump up, it's right around the trending dots, like we already talked about. It's still currently bearish. There was an RSI buy signal, but it's still currently bearish on the daily chart. It's still currently bearish on the weekly chart, right? Trending dots are still trending downward, still below the trending dots, right? Ethereum has come back down to the 200-week moving average. Just just an observation that we're talking about as a possibility, right? We don't know for sure. 2-week chart is not bearish yet, but it is well below the trending dots, and there is a RSI sell signal. So RSI sell signal back there in June, MACD bearish crossover, all that stuff, right? Very bearish looking candle back on the last candle. So we'll see. We'll see. Yep. Javier, yep. Posted that earlier. PayPal closing a 1-year gap, more than 1 year, 13-month gap, right? So there we go. Yep, PayPal took forever, right? It was in a bear market for like 3 years, right? And some investors are going to say it's still in a bear market while it's under the 200-week moving average, but they're going to be really, 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 really late to the party as usual. So the 200-week moving average is a potential target for us on PayPal, which we can take a look at. But the 2-week chart on Bitcoin, still trending downward, right? The 3-week chart on Bitcoin is currently below the trending dots, and there is an RSI sell signal back in July, the last candle of July, which closed in August. So, what else? No RSI sell signal on the monthly chart yet. Has come back to the trending dots, similar to 2021, whether that's early 2021 or higher 2021. QQQs. We're going to cover the NASDAQ futures, but it's the same thing, right? QQQ is the ETF of the NASDAQ futures or of the NASDAQ. And then the NASDAQ futures are going to look the same. We always cover the NASDAQ futures. But yeah, we'll cover the NASDAQ futures, but probably not the QQQ. It's the same ETF. So just giving you a heads up. The one who knocks. Yeah, so monthly chart, holding on for dear life on this horizontal line, right? Holding on for dear life. So you get a monthly candle close below there, and there's not really much else for the bulls to hold on to. That you know, at least based off the higher time frames, right? So we'll keep an eye on it all, but overall, the daily chart is still currently bearish, right? And throw some of the drawings back on. Is this a bearish pennant? It's possible, right? You know, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know my thoughts on patterns and how often they play out in the correct direction, and then how often they play out of actually hitting targets, right? Of actually hitting targets. So it's possible, but I think it's highly unlikely that the bearish pennant plays out. And I already, for that reason, I do have a fourth target. I mean, not for that reason, but I do, with besides the bearish pennant that is possibly forming, I do have a fourth target down here, which would make sense. You got the 200-week moving average down here. That makes sense. Ethereum's already hit that target, so it's possible, right? It's possible that in this case that is a bearish pennant. And in this case, the bearish pennant may work out. Like, we don't know. We don't know for sure, but it's just an idea. So we'll see what happens. But if you watch me any length of time, I think it's about, my own personal opinion, 50% of the time, maybe, I don't have any real data on this, but 50% of the time that a pattern would actually work out in its favor. And then in my own personal opinion, maybe 30 to 35% of the time, it actually hits the price target, right? So you draw out the price target, and maybe 30 to 35% of the time, it actually hits the price target. Whether it comes up short or not, or doesn't even come close, if it barely misses it, it still counts as not hitting the target, right? Like if it came down to target 3, yes, it's worked out in the correct direction, but it didn't work out on hitting its price target. So in that case, it might even be less than 30, 35%. I don't know. But that's Bitcoin. Just consolidating basically sideways since August 4th. Came all the way down to 49,000, but bearish looking candle today, right? especially start closing back below the trending dots. It's currently below the trending dots right now. And then, of course, start closing back below this upward trend line here. And, of course, then taking back out this pivot point over here with candle closes. And then we're going to see much lower prices, most likely, right? So the higher time frames are still bearish. So any type of bounces are being expected to be sold off. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only. And obviously, we try to have some entertainment along the way. So with that, down 1.4% on Bitcoin today. Let's keep going. We're going to make this one probably a little bit shorter today. Probably not going to spend an hour and 10 minutes like we did last time. We're just going to run through it real quick, make sure we hit a lot of different assets. Ethereum still has not closed the gap at $3,000. Not all gaps get filled, but they do work great as targets. So we don't know if they'll get filled and when they'll get filled, but they do work great as targets. And case in point, PayPal just filled the gap from July 2023. Ethereum down 2.5%. Like I said, it's already hit the 200-week moving average once. Solana back below the trending dots. Sand barely holding on the trending dots. Near back below the trending dots. Filecoin barely holding on. Mana below it. Algo has a pending buy signal. Breaking news. I already posted that on the Twitter X app, so it's not breaking news anymore. Breaking news. Pending buy signal on Algo, aka Algorand. So it's up 2.43% today. It looks a little bit different. So we'll see. We'll see how it closes today and see if there's any follow through to at least hit one target. Can it at least hit one target? Come on. So before we get too deep into all these charts, we're already 12 minutes in. Let's go over here and so my protege was reading the charts and thinks we could see a Bitcoin altcoin bounce in the near future. It's possible. Do you agree? We don't know if the protege is right or not. Caution, and this is what I'm putting on there. Yesterday, it was a caution. Bounces could be sold off due to higher time frames being bearish at the moment. So when the higher time frames, cool image in my personal opinion. You can tell it's AI, right? You can tell it's AI generated. And it was baby Grok. I said Grok 2.0. I said, if you were moon mission soon, perhaps, maybe not. I asked Grok 2.0, hey, if you were if Grok was a baby and an analyst create an image, right? And so this is what baby Grok thinks of himself as a baby analyst. So that's baby Grok, right? According to Grok 2.0, that's baby Grok. So anyways, I know, silly, but I thought it was a cool image. So yeah, we talked about this, covered it. What else? Oh, yeah. Smash that like button, hit that repost button, whether you're on the YouTube or the Twitter X app. Help me, help you, help me. I would appreciate it. Let's warm up the trigger finger over here and click on it with the mouse. It takes 5 seconds of your time. It takes 5 seconds. So let's help me, help you, help me. I appreciate that. Thank you in advance. Algo. Cardano still has that bullish divergence back above the trending dots. We'll see what happens. Dot back above the trending dots as of right now. We'll see what happens. AVAX, similar thoughts. Chainlink back below it. FET above it right now. Rarible currently barely above the trending dots right now. We'll see what happens. Let's switch gears over the NASDAQ futures, right? So it's going to be the same as the QQQs in my opinion. Sometimes there's some slight differences. Good afternoon, Caesar. Sometimes there are some slight differences, but overall it's gonna be very it's gonna be basically the same thing, right? So NASDAQ futures, nothing has changed, right? We've been covering this and talking about it since the bottom over here, Since that created a wick, we said there was some profit take. It was starting to push up very quickly. So there was some profit taking that was happening on the NASDAQ futures, and talked about over here, it was starting to get oversold. Could start to see a possible reversal, possible bounce, right? And then this next candle kind of pushed up pretty hard. And then, of course, got back with the trailing dots. And then we had the buy signal, blah, 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 blah. So quick move up, right? That was a big move up in a matter of how many trading days? That's 2, 3, 4. This is the 13th or 11 bars. So 15 days, but 11 trading bars. It's up 14.5% without any real correction. Trending dots are flipped back around and kind of are about the same trajectory as the upward trend line. So we put these arrows out way back here, right? So above it is bullish and breaking back below is bearish. And then this is just kind of showing that, hey, it could take some time to put in a possible lower high, right? Could take some time for it to roll over. And if it does, that would be a lower high, right? So this is a new all-time high. This is bearish divergence followed by reverse candle. This is a massive move down to the downside, right? 17% on the NASDAQ futures is a huge move, right? We're talking about futures with leverage. Now it's retraced 14.5% so far. So we're going to find out if it puts in a lower high or not, see if it runs out of steam, or, some are already calling for new all-time highs. We don't know what's going to happen, but if it's going to happen, it's going to want to flip this fourth target from resistance into support. We don't know if it will or not. So it's kind of a wait and see right now. Currently bullish on the daily chart. Currently bullish on the daily chart, but like I said, could be putting in a possible lower high. Weekly chart, still currently bullish on the weekly chart. And that's why I kind of drew it out like this, so that the weekly chart might take some time to play out, to maybe put in a lower high. It's too early to say. Too early to say. So we'll find out in the near future. SP 500, similar thoughts. Would it roll over and put in a lower high? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Could make new all-time highs. We don't know. We don't know yet. So you'd be looking for bullish to make new all-time highs over here. Let's change that. So new all-time highs above here. Anything below that is a lower high and could possibly roll over and be bearish. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Dow Jones, similar thoughts. Russell 2000, similar thoughts. This could be an all-time high. This could be a possible lower high. Too early to say as of right now. Right? Fake outs to the upside, fake outs to the downside. They're wild animals, right? This could be a possible bearish engulfing candle on the Russell 2000. You kind of take that off for a second, you can see it a little bit better. A possible bearish engulfing candle on the Russell 2000. Just wanted to point that out. What else? Bitcoin. Yeah. It's looking like a bearish hammer candle over there on Bitcoin. Ethereum still has not filled that gap. Futures. The dollar, ultra bearish on the daily chart. It's falling out the bottom, right? So we had all those targets on. So it's kind of old news. If you look at it, let's see. There we go. Here's the old targets, right? 102.5. So it took a while, right? It took a while. So this is back in May, but hit target 2, hit target 3, what? Hit target 4, what? Obviously this fractal didn't play out exactly. It was just an idea of that, hey, price could go lower, and it has not reached 100.5 yet, but it has hit 101.5 so far. So 101.5. We put that out way back in May. I know. The timeline super bearish in crypto too right now. Yep. There we go. So there we are. So 101.5 hit that last target today and is below the fourth target. So we put that out again. We put that out way back here. So it was May. Where was it? Probably back around in here, right? So way back here, came down, bounced, came all the way down, bounced all the way back up to 105.780, and then came down. So the fractal didn't play out, not even, I wouldn't even say it played out even close. Played out more similar in July. That fractal played out more similarly in July, but going back to May, the same price targets were hit, right? The same price targets. So now we're asking, will price come down to the 200-week moving average? It's possible. It's getting oversold on the daily chart and can remain that way. So we'll see. Ethereum has hit the 200-week moving average. The dollar's trending that way. The VIX is bouncing, right? The VIX is bouncing on the daily chart. If you look at a lower time frame, what's the 8-hour chart doing? Not yet. 4-hour chart is back above the trending dots. This could be the second candle in a row. That's an old gap fill over there. So gap fill and back above the trending dots. The candle closed back above. And now it got another close above. So we're going to get a retracement. Is it going to start to make its move? Got a gap up here, though. We got a gap up here at $36, right? $36. Breaking news. Well, it's not breaking news. The gap was created over here on August 5th. And here we are over here. So $65 it spiked to. Is it going to start flipping bullish on the 4-hour chart? Possible. Probably an RSI buy signal already. Not yet. Close. It's getting close to an RSI buy signal over there on the VIX. So just keep that in mind. Careful. If you're ultra bullish, be careful. Caution. Caution. Right? 3-hour chart. Green trending dot on 3-hour chart. 2-hour chart. Bullish divergence. 2-hour chart. RSI buy signal. Right? Green trending dot. You probably get a little 1-hour chart. I mean, it's early, right? There was just a buy signal on the 1-hour chart. So there's that. I mean, you have to go really low time frames. Right now, daily chart. Let's see. You got that gap up here, right? You got the trending dots at $20. You got the 200-week moving average at 19.65. It says up here, SMA. So there's that. What else? Let's flip over the Magnificent Seven real quick. Probably won't spend too much time on it. Down 1.95% on NVIDIA. So we hit the mic. Cheers. Cheers with my face. So we talked about it. We covered it. Is NVIDIA also going to put in a lower high? That was a quick bounce, right? That was a quick bounce. Profit taking, followed by a short squeeze. 43% on formerly a $3 trillion asset. I don't know what it is now. Yeah, $3 trillion asset jumped 43%. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal short squeeze, right? So if you're in NVIDIA, caution, 1.95%. We got how many days was that? How many bars? How many candles? Let's see. From there to there, 10 days, 43% on a $3 trillion asset. That is crazy. That's crazy. So, is that going to be a lower high, right? Is that going to be a lower high? If so, it's going to impact the NASDAQ for sure, right? So you've got You've got a lower high here. You got the all-time high here, right? This is a wick, right? But the candle closed here, and then you've got a lower high here because that is also a wick. Um, and then a possible third lower high. This gap was filled up here at 124.67, not once, but twice. So we're about to find out if that's going to put in another lower high or not. We don't know for sure. It's just a possibility. Let's keep going. But 43%, you would expect at least a retracement back down. If it is going to remain bullish, you'd expect a higher low to be put in. So um, don't no need to chase it, right? No need to chase it. Meta, is this an all-time high? Is this a possible lower high over here as well? It is possible. Flat today. Amazon, similar thoughts. Will it fill this gap first? We don't know. Microsoft, pending buy signal on Microsoft right now. We talked about it way back here. Would it bounce, put in a lower high as well? Too early to say. Tesla, similar thoughts. Got a gap up here, 245 though. Apple, similar thoughts. Got a very, very tiny gap. It's not even worth putting on the chart. Probably 232. Google, we got a gap up there at 183. Will continue to bounce as well, similar to the other ones. We'll find out. We don't know for sure. What else? Oh, do people even want to see the Bitcoin mining stocks? Still bearish. Still bearish as of right now. Still bullish on MIGI. I don't know. Those candles are ugly, right? Riot, Hive. Yeah, not much really to report on the Bitcoin mining stocks yet. We'll keep an eye on them, of course. Of course, we'll keep an eye on them. They're like catching lightning in a bottle, though. These high risk assets are like catching lightning in a bottle. So they pump hard, they dump hard. Don't forget to take profits along the way. Veritone has hit 2 out of the 4 targets to upside so far. We talked about it yesterday. Would Veritone kind of consolidate a little bit, maybe even come back down, retrace, kind of let the trending dots catch up a little bit, right? So that's what it kind of seems like right now in Veritone. The weekly chart, still bullish on the weekly chart. So there's that. Lemonade, when the market gives you lemons, maybe trade lemonade. I don't know. Bearish divergence, got a pretty big gap up here at $22. Trending dots are possibly starting to flip back around, so we'll see what happens. Puts in a higher low on lemonade. We'll see. We will see. We will see. We will see. Upstart, bearish divergence again. Additional bearish divergence over there. So bearish divergence followed by reverse candle. Talked about, possibly taking profits over there, and then price went higher. So again, I have to have that conversation of when would now be a good time to take profits? Possibly, right? Additional bearish divergence over there on Upstart. Not financial advice. I had closed my position with 34% gain. Labu, don't copy trade me. Don't follow me. What else? Labu still currently bullish on the daily chart, weekly chart, right? So we'll see if it gets a bigger breakout to the upside. A bigger breakout is going to be above that downward trend line over there. We don't know if it will or not, but if it does, green arrow, bada bing, bada boom, could see a much bigger move if it plays out like that. It's possible. It's possible. What else? Shibby shib shib. Let's look at the daily chart. Not yet. Doge. Elon was tweeting about Doge yesterday. That was interesting. Was is Elon trying to tell us something? He's so cryptic. Right? Let's take a look at it. Doge, right? I am Elon Musk, and it's not a parody account. This is actually his account, right? So, I am willing to serve. Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Doesn't seem like that should be legal, right? It seems like when you're I don't know. I'm not going to get into legalities and stuff, but it just seems like when you've got that much influence and you've got 43 million views, and you've got degens out there, and you're talking about possibly working for the government, and you're meeting with the president or the former president and all that stuff, and then you put in like subtle doge and stuff like that. It's like, goodness, it's like, is that legal? I don't know. It almost feels like insider trading. Almost 730,000 likes over there. Wow. Greg, he's always got funny ones. Can I be your intern? What else? So that's Doge, right? Nothing yet. There's no buy signal yet. There's an RSI buy signal, but no buy signal on Doge yet. Has broken out of this downward trend line, has come all the way back down, has broken out of it again. Possibly if it closes back above the trending dots today, and then who knows what happens after that. So, regardless of what Elon is trying to be cryptic about, regardless if Elon's trying to pump and dump, uh, or if you're a big time Elon Musk person, then maybe you think he's going to save you with Doge or something like that. So, that's about it. So that's Doge. Let's see. I do want to kind of look at some of these near versus BTC. Not yet. Sand versus BTC. That could get interesting. Mana, not yet. Sol versus BTC, no. Doge versus BTC, that could be interesting, up 1.75%. ADA versus BTC, this is all in the daily chart. That could get interesting over there on ADA. Dot, similar thoughts, could get interesting for a bounce. Rarible, total 3. What else? AVAX versus BTC. Oh, there's an old S. Oh, excuse me. That's an old, old. There we go. Right. AVAX versus BTC. That's interesting. 4.43%. Aave, the Suave, XRP. What else? What else? I know we want to look at PayPal for sure. We're already at 33 minutes. So anything else? Oh, there was one that caught my eye. It was Bit. What was it? Bit Digital or something? I can't remember. We'll get to it. PayPal up 3%. Somebody has lit the daily candle on fire. Breaking news. Gap filled from July 2023. I'm sorry, August 2023. So there was a gap from May 2023 that was filled, and then August 2023. It was I said July 2023, but on the weekly chart, it was July. It was the candle of July, but obviously on the daily chart, the gap was from August 2nd. Now that I zoom in on it, but that gap has been filled, right? It was left open since 2023. Yeah, BTBT. Yep. You're right. I saw it this morning and I couldn't remember which one it was, but it was up like 19%. So we'll definitely take a look at it, right? We'll take a quick peek at it. But yeah, PayPal. Ooh, breaking news. PayPal has filled the gap from August 2023. Doesn't mean there couldn't be a pullback along the way. Look at the weekly trending dots are all the way back at $62 still. The daily chart, sometimes when the magic happens, as you can see with the magic wand, also could be overbought, right? So We'll see what happens. But the weekly chart is bullish. The 2-week chart is bullish, right? Had that 2-week buy signal I've been pointing out since the last candle over there for 8 days. Even before that, with the pending buy signal, not seen since over here, right? Not seen since March 2020. Have we seen a 2-week buy signal, right? It's just been bear market ever since. That's huge news. That's big. We talked about it when it was breaking out back over here at $60. This is bullish divergence. There's a possible higher low. Let's go. We got a gap over here at 107, probably since April 2022. Whew. Has not retested the 200-week moving average since January 2022. Whew. Left a gap open up here at 171 since January 2022. Woo. Gap over here at 226 since November 2021. Woo. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Let's just kind of see how big of a gap they are, right? Just interested. I haven't looked at how big of the gap. So, this is a small gap at 107, right? I would say that's probably a pretty small gap. But it's on the way of 1.5%. That's a small gap. Probably could just remove that gap, but this is a bigger gap. This is a bigger gap to pay attention to, all the way at $170. That's an 18% gap. I can tell you, market makers do not like to leave 18% gaps open. We don't know for sure if it's going to get filled or not, but they do work great as targets. You got another pretty big gap over here at 226 of 6%, right? So not as big of a gap. This gap was filled, so we're not talking about new all-time highs yet, but you do have a 6% gap. So here's what I would say. You got the 200-week moving average at 156, and you got an 18% gap at 170. So that, and hold on, and you have you have a second longer term target up here too. The middle of it is 150. So you've got, here's what we got. We got the 170, target 2, target 1, 200-week moving average, all that stuff, right? So you got a lot of reasons for price to come back up into here. You got less reasons for price to come all the way back above 200, but you still have some major reasons why price could go back above 200. But from that 100 to 185, there are a lot of major reasons why PayPal could go back above 100 to 185, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to PayPal. Woo, what a good time it is to be a market sniper. Let's go. A lot of opportunities out there. Even if the NASDAQ puts in a lower high, even if the NASDAQ has a bigger correction, there are a lot of assets that we can find that would be in a bull run or short, right? Certain assets. AI, not yet. SoFi still has a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Daily chart is bullish. Could come back down to the trending dots or consolidate sideways, kind of let them catch up a little bit. It's possible. Yep, exactly, Javier. Exactly. Imagine. We've talked about that since for like 2 or 3 years, right? We've been talking about that definitely in the Discord since the beginning of the Discord, right? Since it went into a bear market, since it lost the 200-week moving average. What if it comes back and retests it? Even when it was back at $50, we said, what if it comes back and retests it? The 200-week moving average at the time was 140. Now it's down to 130. So yeah, imagine. We'll see. We'll see. What else? What else? 40 minutes in. Okay. ANF, is it going to put in that lower high and then hit lower targets? We don't know. We don't know. Where's BT? Bitcoin dominance, right? Is it breaking down in Bitcoin dominance? Are we going to see a bounce on the altcoins? Come on. Let's see a bounce on the altcoins, right? So possible lower high over here on Bitcoin dominance, red trending dots on the daily chart, and it's trending down right now. What else? I think that's about it. We'll just double check everything for any requests, any chart requests. I do want to see BT though. I thought I had it up here. Okay, let me just type it in so we save time. BT, I think it was BT. Yeah, Bit Digital. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking like BIT or whatever, but yeah, up 19%. Yep, exactly. Pending RSI buy signal, gapped up today. Pending buy signal, hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside, right? So that target was hit as well. So hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside, came all the way back down. Could it be flipping resistance into support? It's back above the third target again. It's trending towards the fourth target again. So we had this mapped out way back here, right? And now we have another pending buy signal. So this could be a low, possible higher low over here. And we'll see what happens. There is a gap over here, a new gap over here. Something to be aware of, right? Something to be aware of. New gap from today. So we'll see what happens. But I got the 200-week moving average over here as well. So we'll see. We will see. Yep. Okay. All right. Doesn't mean it couldn't come back down, fill it, and then come back up after that. So we'll see what happens. Or is it just a retracement back up from here and then rolls back over, right? I don't know. Could just be a bounce and that's it. Right? Let's see. That was 47% move to the downside. Nice retracement back up, 62%. Did it run into resistance at a key target retracement? Did it run into an issue, and will it be sold back off? We don't know. Could be. What else? I think that's about it. Rivian for Matthew. Where is it at? Where are you? There it is. Found it. I found it. Still bearish on the daily chart, Matthew. Broke down from that upper trend line. So we talked about it way back here, the bullish divergence, and then these targets were set. All 4 targets were hit, right? There's a gap up at $23, but we don't know when it will be hit. If you kind of just make this a little bit more conservative, right? There's a gap down here as well at $12. So just be aware of that. Hit 4. It's still bearish on the daily chart. Back. There was a sell signal on the weekly chart back below the trending dots. So just being aware of all of that. But that's about it. You know, maybe it fills that gap. Partially filled so far. So maybe it fills the gap, finds support, and then starts to make its move and starts to flip back around to the upside. So we don't know yet. It's probably looking something more like that, where, right? So maybe it just messes around, fills this gap, right? And then takes off to the upside like that on Rivian. We don't know. Yep. 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 I hope we close around 6K 4-hour RSI still okay. Yeah. Can remain oversold, right? Can remain oversold. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart. Yeah, it's oversold, but it can remain that way. Could just be letting the trending dots kind of catch up on the 30-minute chart. So, woo, the 30-minute chart, we covered that on Bitcoin. All right, there we go. I think we're going to try to keep it around like 45 minutes today. We're right at 9:46. So there we go. We are right at it. So thanks again, everyone. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. Continue to smash the like button. Help me, help you, help me. And with the algorithms, and we'll continue to sniper the markets together. With that, hope you have a good rest of your day on this fabulous Taco Tuesday, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you.